Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight we're going to be talking about this Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez situation continuing yet again. The allegations are getting more crazier. Every hour on the hour is something new coming from Meg's side, Tory's side. Now they saying Tory said this when she got out the car, and now the hospital is releasing medical records, and I'm like, wait, isn't there like HIPAA laws, and isn't there like this and that? And then the Black woman is not protected narrative is continuing to happen and be a part of the conversation. And then on top of that, now Breonna Taylor's name is being drugged into every other sentence that has to do with Meg Thee Stallion. Everybody is, oh my God, Meg Thee Stallion, Breonna Taylor, Meg Thee Stallion, Meg Thee Stallion. And I'm just trying to figure out the correlation. I don't understand what Breonna Taylor has to do with Meg Thee Stallion situation. I don't understand the correlation at all. One doesn't make it, it just doesn't make sense. So I brought my friend along to talk to you guys a little bit, and he is going to talk from his point of view and his outlook on the current climate with everything that is going on. I'm gonna bring King on.
Peace. How you doing?
Hey, so
beautiful day today.
So this whole Meg Thee Stallion situation has been going on. A lot of people have been throwing around the whole Black women are unprotected, thing around. And then now they're also bringing up Breonna Taylor in the mix. Me and you talked a little bit about it, but I want you to, give your piece on the story.
Well, first and foremost, how you doing, sister? Peace. How you doing?
Hey.
And as far as the Breonna Taylor, I think it's a real insult because that's a serious matter. And people are adding the drama of celebrities into the serious matter. Not to say that people can't talk about celebrities, that's okay, but you got to separate the two. What happened to Breonna Taylor was very serious. That was a very serious thing. And then for people to put celebrities in the mix, because celebrities,
that Meg situation isn't serious. I don't want, because people will.
No, I'm not saying that the Megan and the Stallion situation isn't serious, but these people pick and choose who they hang with. You know what type of person that you're hanging with. Like you can hear it in certain lyrics with Tory. She knew what kind of guy he was. And I'm not saying that it's okay, whatever drama they got going, but don't connect that with what's going on in Breonna Taylor. Like I'm just not a fan of that personally. And as far as this narrative that they're pushing as far as Black women are not protected, man, that's such a false narrative. And it's sad because a lot of people are picking this up. And anytime something happens to one of our sisters, it's like they go run and they go use that. And for a brother that's been training women in martial arts for over 5 years, teaching women self-defense, I really take offense to that. You know what I mean? Big time. Because I love my sisters. I'm a protector. The men I hang around protect women. So it's a real false narrative that was implemented by Black Lives Matter, which is ran by a European man. And but the face is 3 women that are 3 lesbian women. So if you go look at the Black Lives Matter website, you can see that they're trying to get the Black man out of the household. So this is just helping the narrative that Black men ain't nothing. And then a lot of our sisters, a lot of social media, a lot of people are feeding into this false narrative that's bringing us collectively down.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it is a lot of divisiveness to divide the Black man from the Black woman. I do agree with you on that. And then a lot of people are using the Breonna Taylor thing as if her man was not literally trying to protect her in that.
What else do you want me to do? Okay, let's go step by step. I'm in the bed with my queen. We're in the bed together. People bust in our door. I grab my gat and I start firing. I'm trying to protect you. That's what I'm trying to do. The system is messed up. The system don't care about you or I. As a Black man, as a Black woman, it don't care about you or I. It's not just you thing. And I think that they took that and they ran with it. People forget that he was trying to protect this woman.
Yeah. And that's the part that I don't understand. And then how they're trying to correlate it. Like Meg Thee Stallion is a victim of getting shot. We can agree that,
Right. That's true.
We don't know. Tory saying he didn't do it.
We don't know what happened. Right. We don't know what happened. We don't know what happened.
He was a victim of some sort. However, you cannot say that somebody is victim blaming Meg for the way in which she presented the information to the world. If you come out and you say, you know, I was shot, like people are going to literally think that you mean somebody took a gun,
right,
pointed at your foot, and literally threw and shot
right.
both of your feet.
Right.
If you can, somebody shot me in both my feet.
Right. It's
a graze is probably going to be a scary thing, and I'm not trying to take away from it. And I don't think that anybody else is taking away
about getting hit with a graze. About you said get hit with a graze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I don't think that anyone is taken away from Meg by saying that it's two totally different things to get hit by a graze and to actually get shot. So when Meg the Stallion presented the information, she presented it in a way that did not add up to the actual injury. Now, that's not saying that she's not a victim. That's not blaming her for being a victim, but you cannot get mad at people for the way in which Meg presented the information. And a lot of people are trying to guilt trip other people because they're listening to the information being presented and they're not 100% getting behind it. And people are trying to use Breonna Taylor and they're trying to use women are not protected. And they're trying to guilt trip you into siding one way. When
absolutely.
Basically think about a situation, you could be like, okay, well, I'm gonna listen to your side and I'm gonna listen to your side. We've gotten to the point where people are so wrapped up into it to where you can't even defend yourself if a black person is involved, and I don't think that that's okay.
Yeah, it's put in, and no disrespect to my sisters. Like I said, I love my sisters. Like I'm a protector. I will protect you, any black woman around me. But this narrative is kind of feeding into this, like black women can't be held accountable for things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like we should all be held accountable. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If my sister is wrong, my sister is wrong. But it seems like nowadays, if I say, sisters, I don't know about that. You must not love black women then. Well, damn, I can't correct my sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't love my black women because I correct one of my sisters. I correct my brothers too. So it's just this narrative that they feed into, you know, because I'm going to tell you, I'm around brothers. I'm around real men. We love our sisters. We love our sisters with a passion. But at the same time, if we're going to be able to protect them, we have to lead them. We have to be leaders. So when we can be leaders, sometimes you might say, sister, come on now. I don't know if you should be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, come on. So as soon as a brother say that, like, oh, y'all don't care about us black women. You know what I'm saying? We're unprotected.
Yeah, it's like
let a man put his hands on you and see what happens when I'm there. You feel me? Let a man put a hands on one of my homegirls. My best friend is a woman. Let somebody put her hand or do something. Please. Come on, man. Y'all protected. Y'all protected. And I'm speaking for all real brothers when I say, I'm looking at the camera. Y'all are protected. So that's a false narrative, and I'm not with that at all.
Why you feel like it's a false narrative, and just elaborate a little bit more on why you feel like it's a false narrative. Like, because
it came from it stemmed from the Breonna Taylor. That's where the say her name and then the black woman is the most unprotected. That's where it came from. Yeah. The sad part is the brother was trying to protect. He was trying to protect this woman. He was trying to. What happened is the system got him and it got her. You feel me? He did what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to protect this woman, but I mean, the police came and then, you know, the police did what they've been doing to us for years. So it's like, as men, like, what are we supposed to do at that point? You feel me? He did what he can do. He had to strike. He shot first, right? He shot the cop first. So he was trying to protect this woman. Now I see if he got up and he ran out the room. I see if he used her as cover. No, he shot and tried to protect this woman. So how can we say that the black woman is not protected when the black man was trying to protect this woman? That's redundant. It makes no sense at all. So that's why it bothers me when I hear and I see, you know, social media and these women just taking that and run with it. And as soon as a brother say something that goes against how they feel, the black woman is not protected. Why, sister? Because I don't agree with how you feel. You aren't protected. I don't have to agree with you to not. I can still protect you and not agree with you. Just because I don't agree with you, you unprotected. That doesn't make any sense. But every little thing, as soon as we don't agree, you know, black woman is not protected.
It's even more than that. I feel like a lot of people also, they turn off their logical sense and then they turn on their emotional feeling.
Emotional.
And it's
Right,
like,
right.
You have to think logically about certain situations, and you kind of sometimes dial back your emotion and listen. A lot of people, because they're so emotional because something happened to Meg, they're turning off their listening ears to what information they're being fed, and they're not even listening. There's people who, because Meg said a statement, they won't even listen to the other half of the story, because people get listen to the information being presented to you, whether it's an emotional situation or not. I'm still going to listen to what is being told to me,
even if I don't agree. Even if I don't agree with you, I'm still going to hear you out to try to hear what you're saying before I rebuttal, before I say something back. But you know what? People get tied to these celebrities, and they get emotional attachment to the celebrities that they never met in their life. They never met these. And they was, man, it's women that was raped. They was in my DM. They was cussing me out. I didn't even say nothing about the situation, but just because they think I was insinuating about it, they was cussing me out. So they get emotionally tied, and they'll go harder for these celebrities in their own family. That's crazy.
You know what? I think because you live in LA, I live close enough to LA. And us in contact with celebrities, like a lot of people are like, we really like y'all every day. Like we know y'all every day.
It's nothing to us. It's nothing to us. Right.
So they don't have that closeness to these people and know that they're real regular motherfuckers.
Regular people.
These idol worship things and these ties to these people, and it's like this person would not give a fuck if you
fuck about you
were like they know, like, and they really will fight their family and defend their celebrity idol to the death.
Right.
The people that's gonna be able to
be there for them. Be there for them. Exactly.
It's like they'll cuss their cousin out, who, like, they'll break down on the side of the road and they gonna need that cousin, but they'll cuss their cousin out for a Nicki Minaj that ain't never going to acknowledge them.
Probably wouldn't.
It's like Cardi B or a Beyonce or a people are human beings. They eat, sleep, drink, shit, piss. They have periods just like you.
Right.
Like all of that.
Yep, it's dividing our community. It's dividing us. But see, those people at top know that. They know that, and they just keep feeding into that. Yep. And it got us scattered around like fools. They just on the top making money. Man, sometimes I feel like some of these are publicity stunts, and I feel like sometimes the same people we think fighting behind the scenes laughing at us, and behind the scenes getting checks to keep this drama going. You know what I'm saying? Like. Even like the Will and Jada thing, but I'm fortunate enough to be in a circle to where I can see some of these celebrities sometimes. Man, when Will and Jada was going through this entanglement, they was flying out together. 2 days later, happy, laughing, joking, while everybody else arguing about Will was sad, Will was sad, and he'd hurt that. 2 days later, I personally seen them happy, laughing, enjoying themselves. So a lot of times it just be people creating these narratives. They be the celebrities be chilling most of the time. But as far as the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, man, some of these sisters be rated, and some of these brothers too. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. Some of these brothers going hard. Right, so they're ready to cuss you out.
Thank you for the donation all the way in Colombia. I don't know what that donation translates to in American money. I don't know if that's $20 American money, but thank you. Okay, so there's a person who made a comment and they said he's generalizing the issue. He protects the women in his life. It doesn't mean that this isn't a real issue. That's just like a white person saying that there isn't injustice towards Black people.
Oh my God! The thing about that is, who are you putting in your circle? So the women that I do protect in my circle, right? They chose me to be in their circle, correct? They don't have anybody around me that's with me, that's in my circle. They don't have to be there. These women that's around me, they're not forced to be in my circle. They're in the circle with me for a reason. People need to take accountability for the people that choose to be around them. If there's no brothers protecting you, maybe you need to search and think, what's wrong with me and why am I not attracting these certain people? You are what you attract. So how is it that women that respect themselves, women that honor men, attract the same men that do the same thing because I honor women. I respect myself. So I attract those same type of women. Instead of making excuses, we need to start taking accountability for who we surround ourselves with.
Right. But I will say, in the defense of a woman, you can surround yourself around people like you who are protectors, and bad things still happen to you as well.
But see, I'm not, but then again, that's life. Like stuff happens, you know what I'm saying? So we can't, there's no 100% in anything in life. There's no shorty with anything in life. You know what I mean? Have you ever gotten in a car accident before in your life?
Mm-hmm.
Did you, when you got in the car, did you think you were get in a car accident, or did it just happen? I mean, sometimes things just happen in life. But for what I'm saying, if I'm a dude and I say, let's say, give an example. Let's say I coin demon time and I talk like that. And I have women doing all kind of wild things, and what type of dude do you think I am? You feel like what type of dude do you really think I am? So it's like you surround yourself with these type of people. You know what type of people you surrounding yourself with. If I go, I'm from Inglewood. If I go hang with the homies and I end up getting shot, am I gonna say, well, damn, I ain't protected? I'm surrounding myself with these type of people. You know who you're with. You know who you're surrounding yourself with. I'm tired of people using excuses. It's time to stand up and take accountability to who we surround ourselves with. You can inherit somebody's karma. If I see somebody doing some dirt, I don't have to do it. But the fact that I seen that and I was okay with it, I inherit that karma. So you have to be careful and mindful who you hang around and what energy that you're associating yourself with. We got to take accountability, man. I can't.
Yeah,
we got to take accountability.
That is one of the things that boils my blood, is that it eliminates the accountability on the woman's part. I've talked about that on my channel several times, and I'm like, we can't get to a place where now women are no longer accountable and cannot be checked. We can be wrong just like women could be wrong, and we're getting to this place. And I'm gonna read the question. I don't know if you can see the question on the.
She said, would I protect a black woman if I didn't know? Of course. If I'm in the streets and I see a sister, something happened to a sister, oh man, yeah, she's the black woman is the most essential woman in the world. The black woman is the bearer of the children. You feel me? She's the carer of the children. She's a light bearer of the children. I love my sisters. Of course I'm going to help her. Like that's off top, like without a doubt. I wouldn't even think about it. And then you knowing me, you already know how I am. So you know I'll be the first one. I'll be the first one in line. So to answer your question, would I protect? Yes, immediately. I wouldn't even think. It could be the police, and I'll risk my life and go to jail for the black woman. Yes.
Somebody said, "Boy, bye. Good men could be bad too."
Oh my God. So now we're looking for the negative in people. You see the mentality? Yeah, you see the mentality? Negative, boy. Look. First and foremost, I'm a man, so let's have some respect. You don't have to agree with me, but you should respect me because I'm not disrespecting anybody. I'm just saying my truth. So I'm a man. Okay. Right. So the fact that you calling me boy, that's already being, trying to be condescending, but it's cool. It's cool since I love you anyways. But like I said, there's no perfected person. Tell her to point out a perfected person that's walking this earth, that's a man or female, and then we can talk. Nobody's perfected out here. So to say that like, oh, it's still gonna be bad, man. Yes, we all fall short. We all know that though. Men and women, we fall short. We're not perfect. Right. So what are you saying, sister? What are you saying?
Right. And what I want to address, and I keep seeing a couple people is saying, victim shaming. I don't understand why we get to this place to where, like, okay, so I explained this on my channel earlier, right? And you can be a victim, but you can also be accountable in a situation. Now, we try to totally take out the accountability in certain situations, and it just does not work that way. Right. So I gave up an example on my channel, my second channel earlier to my night out, and I was talking about how people try to, okay, so anyways, I'm just
no, Bill, I'm with you. I want to hear it.
They try to take out the accountability in fucked up situations. Both things can be true. There are two things that can simultaneously be true. So, for example, I am a mother of a daughter, right? So whenever I do these stories, I don't automatically side with women. The first thing a motherfucker try to say, and I don't want to start cursing because then let me cut it down. The first thing a person will try to say is, well, don't you have a daughter? You supposed to just be, siding with women. No, I'm raising a woman up to be accountable. I'm teaching her how life works. there are situations in life that, although there are tragic and things that are not so good attached to them, there's accountability within it. So say I'm a woman, right? If I start dating a man tomorrow, right? And I'm dating him, I don't really know him that well, and I let him babysit my child. I don't know his background, I don't know his mama, I don't know nothing about him. I start leaving this man that I'm dating with my child, and he does something to my child.
Right.
What he did to my child is messed up. It's not right. It's not okay.
It's
However,
not.
if I allow that to happen, I have accountability in that. And so when these situations happen with these celebrities and with these people, they try to take out the accountability. Although a fucked up situation, and yes, God forbid, but although a fucked up situation is at the root of it, there can still be accountability on both
for everybody. For everybody.
Yeah.
Because look, because I don't want your viewers to think that I'm like, because you know, people will take stuff what you don't say and say, oh, this is what he's trying to say. So let me clarify something. Right. I'm not trying to say Tory Lanez is right. So then let's get that. That's clear. I'm not saying that what he did was good, or I'm not saying none of that. I'm not saying what Megan did was right. What I'm saying is it's a bunch of drama. It's just a bunch of drama that's feeding into this narrative that black men don't protect black women. That's false. That is such falsehood. It's such falsehood. With the brothers that went to go save those little black girls, it was either in Atlanta or New Orleans. It was a video with them brothers breaking in that apartment to go save them little black girls.
They started shooting back at them.
Yep, it was the brothers that showed up in Texas with the guns because of the European man disrespected the black woman. Like, it's so many of these videos, but we don't talk about that. Why do we only want to talk about the negativity? Why? Why is that? There's a reason behind that. I'm not saying that all black men is good. I'm not saying that we perfect, and I'm not saying that we're not gonna mess up. What I'm saying is, why are y'all, not you, but why are these people feeding into this narrative? It's just gonna make it, and for the brothers that's a little bit more weaker minded, I've heard younger brothers, you know what I'm saying, from my neighborhood where I come from, would like, fuck it then. If they don't think, if they think like that, fuck it. Like, I don't want, and I'm like, nah, brother, you can't think like that. But some brothers is not that strong mentally, and it's feeding into it, and they're starting to feed into it too. So before you know it, we're gonna be divided, and it ain't gonna be no more black love.
And my whole thing is, black men get on my goddamn nerves a lot, but I'm still not gonna turn my back on my black men.
Ever.
I can't stand them.
Ever.
Can't live with them and can't live without them. And I'm not going to fall into this trick bag of being divided from the black man and being pinned against from the black man. When I like, it sucks that there are people out there who feel as though they're not protected, because I can't relate to that. And although I can't relate to that, I don't want to be sensitive.
Right.
Strong men in their corner, but I just want to let them know that it's not like that everywhere. It's not,
and it's not, because I can speak for my circle. We're not speaking of nothing like, oh, fuck these women, none of that. Like I said, you can call me today, you can call me tomorrow, you can be like, I need you right now, it's a mercy, I'm going to be there. No cap, take it off, no cap, I will be there. And this is another thing people don't talk about. Black men got a problem with other black men. Do you know I can walk into a store today and a dude, he'll say hi to everybody and mad dog me? We mad dog each other. A lot of brothers got issues with themselves. So not only is it the black man versus the black woman, it's the black man versus the black man too. So it's a lot of issues that need to be resolved. So we really we cannot afford to have our sisters leaving us. We can't afford it. I can't afford having you leave us. I can't. You feel me? Y'all so valuable to us. The black woman means everything to me. Everything to me. But just because the black woman means everything to me does not mean she's above correction. You know what I'm saying? She is not above correction. Like I love my mother. I love my grandma. I got sisters. Like I said, I got a woman as a best friend. You feel what I'm saying? And when they mess up, it's time for correction. You know what I'm saying? Like that comes with leadership. One part about being a leader, one of the main parts of being a leader is being able to correct. So yes, I will correct my sister if need be, but I will protect them and give them everything they need. Whenever they, I'm gonna give them what they need.
All right, I'm gonna to speak as well. Chocolate,
Okay, let's go. Peace.
chocolate rose.
Peace. Peace. Sister, you there?
I don't know if her thing is messing up. Chocolate
Chocolate
rose.
Rose. You there, sister? You there? Tap in. Tap in.
All right, so I'm gonna click her off and then just
Okay.
come back in.
Call
But
back in, sister.
yeah, and then I keep seeing another person that keep like going over and over, victim blaming, listening to somebody's story, and like where do you get victim blaming in there? Like you can be held accountable.
Yeah, I'm not blaming anybody.
You can be held accountable, and I'm not blaming them, but I'm also understanding why a situation happened. Like I'm not blaming Meg for how she decided to present the information, but I understand why people doubted what she said, because logically thinking, it just didn't correlate. Like it didn't all the way correlate.
What thinking did you say? What thinking?
Logically thinking.
And we're not. And a lot of times people don't think with this. They think with their heart. They don't think with it. They don't think with their mind. They think with their heart. And a lot of these responses and a lot of these comments is just coming from the heart. And it is are things that happened in their past. A lot of our sisters and brothers have been hurt in the past. So they use this platform and they use these things as their past, and they're just coming out of the hurt that they had in the past. It has nothing to do with what's going on today. It's their past. It's their past speaking in present form. And it's masking this, but it's the past. That's all that is.
And a lot of them are following these YouTubers, because you have a lot of YouTubers who are trying to run with this Black women are unprotected narrative also. And they're running behind women who are hurt from men, and they're masking it, and they're using their divide from men to divide you from men. And they're trying to pull you in a trick bag to be divided.
I feel that is I feel that it's irresponsible for any talk show host or any YouTuber to go on and when they're hurt. I think that before you hop on, I'm not talking about you, but just in general, people that YouTube, before you hop on these things and you try to teach and preach to the people, you need to heal first, because you could be spreading a lot of negativity, and then you could be feeding into a lot of people's, I'm not going to just say women, a lot of people's insecurities, and you never know what people might do. You know, I know people who committed suicide off of hearing certain things. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that we need to heal before we try to give messages and teach the people, because we don't know, you know, what type of negativity that we can be sparking in somebody's brain.
Right. So he has a little bit of time. So if you guys want to hop on and speak, click the StreamYard link. I don't know what's going on with it. Like a couple of people that clicked on and clicked off. Somebody said, I protect the music before everything. Let's protect our Black queens and Black kings. Simple as that.
I agree.
Let's hear from Tyson.
Hey.
Peace.
I'm just listening and reading the chats, and it is really crazy how nobody has any accountability. And with everything going on right now, at some point, if you get yourself in something, you got to blame yourself at this point, because you got to be aware. You have to be aware. I saw a comment where somebody was saying, if a woman's walking down the alley and she gets attacked, that's her fault? Why the fuck you walking down the alley? Number one, with everything that's going on, you have to be aware. Like,
that's actually true. I mean, that's actually true. She right though. She right.
Like, not saying that she deserved to get what happened, but at some point you like, Tyson, all right, let's not walk down the alley. You know, nigga.
Right. Let's not do it.
Not walk down the alley. Let's not hit the nigga. You never know. He might hit us back. Let's not. You know what I'm saying? It's at some point you have to ask yourself these fucking questions, or these daggone questions, because you never know what could happen. And based on the unknown, you got to prepare yourself.
I 100% agree with the sister. I agree.
You have to. And it's sad that everybody, or some, I can't say everybody, but everybody, the people that are in the comments that are saying victim shaming and how dare they, and shut them up, he's talking about whatever. I completely
blaming and being
I don't understand. I don't understand. So she's talking about the sister I don't understand. Why is she, how is she victim? I don't, okay.
The victim blaming.
For the person that keeps saying victim blaming, can you elaborate?
Because that's the
can you elaborate more, please?
Alley, right?
Yeah. Sister, whoever keeps saying this victim blaming, can you please elaborate more on victim blaming? I need to I need the definition. I need an understanding, more of an understanding of victim blaming.
All right, this person says, I disagree because if it's a white woman, no one would ever ask her why she was in the alley. Questions like that are only reserved for black women. And I'm going to disagree.
Untrue, because I'm still asking Justice Smollett why the hell he was at Subway.
I hear stories from white women all the time that I'm like, well, why the hell would she do that? Why the hell? And the thing that a lot of people keep also, they keep trying to throw Kylie in it. And they're like, well, if it was Kylie, Kylie would have
if it was
Tory that night.
Thank you. Right. Tory would be locked up.
He
wouldn't have had under the jail with no bail. With no bail. He would have been locked up with no bail.
With no bail.
Yeah, like people keep saying, well, if this was Kylie,
he wouldn't have had an opportunity to drop an album.
If this was Kylie, she would have told.
Exactly.
You cannot compare the two. Like,
so at what point do we begin to protect ourselves? Like, what the fuck? Like,
exactly.
If you're trying to protect him, clearly the nigga won't protecting you if that's what you're saying happened. So at what point do you start to protect your motherfucking self?
You know, it goes back to the youth.
That's true. What we got?
That guy had been coughing the whole time. We've been trying to see what's up with him coughing.
You know,
coughing the whole damn time.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
How you doing, sister?
Hey, how you doing, brother? I like everything that you said, and it made me feel a little bit better because I was just thinking the other day, and you know, right now my husband is currently incarcerated. He'll be home next year. Okay. And you know, I'm riding out with him. We've been together for years.
God bless you.
I'll thank you.
Respect.
And, thank you. And you know, I said, you know, sometimes I want to go out for a walk at night, but I'm like, if I go, you know, I was just saying yesterday, let me be real. The world is not as safe as it could be because of men. Like men, and even my husband has explained to me about how the men are in prison, how some of them kill each other for nothing.
Right.
He said absolutely. For nothing.
That's kind of the drive and kill or be killed environment that they're in. They're
in the barter system.
They're in a different type of environment.
He was like, this place is evil. He was like, and I don't mean administration. He said, he said black, white, you name it. They just, you know, the mentality of, I think, and I blame the women. I blame the women because like Tupac said, I love when he did that Dear Mama song, when he said a man got his name from a woman, came from a woman, got his game from a woman. Like, I love that. I love him. And those, you know, those are facts that we women have to do something to make changes so that our men will behave and learn to respect us a bit more. No, now, it's not all men, but
I'm out of that.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's men that's going to teach men to be men. Like a woman can give them their instincts, but it's a man's job to teach a man to be a man.
Right, but what about women that? What about because sometimes some men don't have father figures, you know.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna blame the woman for a man's role in his job.
And it doesn't take a father to teach a man how to be a man. You can identify positive role models. He doesn't have to be a father.
It's love.
Yeah, but I'm mom like that. That's wild, like right there. Like,
and I'm kind of split with that. I kind of agree. I agree with half and you know, on both sides, because you know, yes, it is the father that is the first teacher of these men. Like I said, I teach my son open doors for a woman. He know better. I'll smack him in the head. When a woman comes, you open the door for her. How you doing? Do you need some help? But at the same time, so I agree. But at the same time, women decide what type of men to associate themselves with too, though. Right. Now, if you know it's Pookie from up the block, and you know Pookie from up the block, you know he's selling drugs, you know Pookie killing fools, and you know what he's doing, but you still okay with that. You're condoning this type of energy, so you know what kind of man you're dealing with. So I agree with both of you.
So
I'm gonna tell you.
I'll let her finish and elaborate a little more. Then I'm gonna bring somebody else on.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Y'all go ahead. I'll get off.
No, go ahead.
No, sister. Go ahead, sister.
What I also wanted to say was, and I was saying this about women. A woman will allow a man, right, to come in her home, live with her, not pay no rent, not pay no bills. Long as he's slanging and hanging, he can live there. But when a sister or her own sister or her friend needs a helping hand, she got her hand out for money for gas, or you got some gas, or so it's almost like as if, because a man has a phallus, that's what I call a male's genitals, because a man has a phallus, he can get away with a lot with a woman, which she won't let her own sister or her own friend get away with. So it's when women start to put their foot down and point the foot and demand that a man respect them, then that's just my take on it. I think that we can get a hold of the world and things can be a little bit better, because all the shooting and killings and stuff, a lot of them are just mostly men doing this.
Right.
It's not women, out here raping people. It's not women out here robbing people. Because I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, in the streets of New York, and I'm telling you, it was rough because of the dudes. It wasn't really the women, so
yeah.
And I'm gonna close on that, but I just wanted to say,
no, and sister, before you go, I wanted to say I 100% agree with you. I grew up on the other side, but it was tough. I'm from Inglewood, California, and it's rough and it's tough too. And at the same time, with saying that, I think if sisters would let these brothers know that that's not the type of men they want to deal with, they would change that. Let the women say they're not messing with dudes like that no more, and I bet you brothers get their act together, because now they ain't got no women to mess with. A lot of dudes do that because they think it's cool, it's a fad. The women like that. Yeah, the girls say they want a thug. The girls say they want this kind of dude, so that makes them want to do that to impress certain women. If women say, you know what, I need a brother that's intelligent. I need a brother that's doing something for himself. If you're not doing that, you can't get with me. Then brothers, the narrative how the brothers it'll start changing. But as long as we keep feeding into this bad boy mentality, I want me a bad boy, fellas is only going to do what it is that they think to get with women. You know what I'm saying? So if they feel like this is what they can do to get with women, that's what they're going to do it. So like a lot of our sisters got to stop messing with them type of men and cutting that off.
All right. Thank you, Ashanti.
All right, sis. Take care. Love your channel.
Peace, sister. Peace.
All right.
Chocolate Rose, hopefully you got it together now.
Chocolate Rose? Sister. Come on, Melanin. Let's go. Come on now. Come on, Melanin.
All right, Chocolate, you got to come back. Lenny?
You have a big point on that. Like when he was talking about dudes will change their mindset if girls start saying they want a man that actually has a business or has a degree. Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I got rejected from a girl because she didn't want me because she said I was selling weed. And guess what? I changed my whole life around. I got 2 jobs and stopped selling weed.
There it is. All praise to the Most High.
Did you get the girl?
Oh no,
I don't think
she ain't what she couldn't respect me for what I was. I mean, I was a hustler. I was trying to do me. Yeah.
And you gotta respect the brother from that. But then again, you hear how it changed the mentality, and a lot of my homeboys and my little homies that I'm trying to teach now, it's the same mentality. I'm telling you, if you start telling each brother, hey man, I like a brother with a degree. I like in school studying, read. They're like, oh, that's what you like? You like brothers like that? You remember when this whole conscious wave came about 2 years ago? Veganism, books, and all that. Sisters were saying they was liking it, and then you had a lot of brothers, talking more conscious because they was like, oh, if that's what the women want, that's what I'm gonna be. So it's a lot of truth what the brother saying. It's a lot of truth what the brother saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like what the lady and what the older lady was saying up here earlier. We're not trying to call the older lady, but you know what I mean. What she was saying earlier, yeah, it is a lot of crazy men out here. Like homeless men, they trapped. They just like men in prison. They don't have nowhere to go. They just sit outside all day trying to beg for money. They the creeps. They the creeps out here. The man in the alley that the girl can't walk down. That's them.
Yeah. Yep. And them the same men that the other sister that was in the comments with a bunch of negativity. Those are the men that she talks. She ain't talking about me and this brother. or some of the brothers that that probably we know. It's the brother that's in the alley. You know what I'm saying? Those are the brothers, but those brothers in the alley don't speak for us. They don't. Their actions are not for us. We not those brothers in the alley.
And the grown men that haven't had action for years, and I mean years.
Right.
It be men that have their own house, have a job, but they be
to attract the type of woman he desires. It's called growth.
It's called growth. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for the donation, Ashanti.
Okay.
All right, Lenny. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, that was really it. I just wanted to hurry up and get.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, brother.
All right. Shelly, beautiful.
How you doing?
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Peace, queen. Peace.
I don't adhere to the word queen. Thank you. I wanted to ask you a question. Okay. You said that it was a lot of women that like the thug, and that's what the women, a lot of these Black women prefer. What I wanted to ask you is that where is this same energy to all the rappers that sing about thug life and selling drugs and shooting and killing each other, that portray, one second, I'm not done, that portrays these images out there to the young men that these young men follow? It's not that the woman is liking it, is what these rappers are portraying that's cool. That's what they want to be. So how come you're not addressing them that perpetrate these things?
I address them all the time. I mean, you don't. I mean, she knows. I don't listen to mainstream hip hop. I don't support mainstream. It's rap. I don't support it at all. So I don't support that, and I talk about it all the time. I mean, that's a part of it.
A lot of people are asking about who you are.
That's a part of it as well. But back to what I said, women control this. If women said today we don't like that kind of music, if women today said that's not what we're vibing to, and you can't date us, and we ain't dating you if you on that type of vibration, it'll stop all that. Men will not continue to do it if women are not allowing if women say, I don't date dudes like that, I will not date a guy like that, you will not be with me, and put their foot down today, all that stuff will be over tomorrow. I guarantee it. Because ain't no Black man that really love Black women is not going without one. So if she say that this is this, and she put her foot down about it, it wouldn't go on how it does. Trust and believe that.
I disagree. I disagree because it's what is portrayed at nauseum, the pimp culture, the drug culture that Black men push. It's not the woman that's pushing that culture. It's Black men. Sister? Why? No, it's not. Why don't Black men?
What's the number one rap song right now, sister? Can you tell me that? What's the number one rap song in the world right now? Do you know what it is?
No, I don't.
It's WAP. It's WAP. Who do you know the two people that rap WAP, sister?
Yeah, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay, those are not males, sister. Those are not two males.
It's not males. However, what about the Black men that have strippers in their music videos? And we could go World Star Hip Hop any day of the week, and we see this all the time. But it's not the same. It is not the same energy when it comes to Black men portraying these type of women in their music videos. Nobody says, "Oh, hold on, this is sexualizing Black women. This is disrespectful." Nobody, as a collective, Black men do not do that. I understand what he's saying. I understand Professor Cutie Pie. He's not blaming the woman. He's saying women are the solution. I don't think that women are the solution. Men are the solution. Men need to hold other men accountable.
I think that I don't feed into these gender wars like a lot of sisters and brothers are doing. Kings and queens. I don't feed into that.
This is not a gender war.
Hold on. Don't cut my wisdom. Don't cut my wisdom. Just give me a minute. Don't cut my wisdom. I don't feed into this gender war of male versus female. I put all of us and say we have to do better. Us collectively. I don't separate the Black man from the Black woman because it takes 23 Y chromosomes. 23 Y chromosomes from a man, 23 X chromosomes from a woman to create a child. So I can't separate the two. So you have to bring these together. So why is the music being pushed? Because the European that's on the top, that's running this world, he's pushing that. There's conscious brothers and there's conscious music that I listen to all day, every day. They don't play it on the radio. We don't control the radio stations. We don't control what get played. We don't control MTV. The European controls that. So of course we cannot control what music you put on because we don't own that. And a lot of people don't support the conscious stuff because they're not going to radio play that. I support the conscious stuff. The brothers around me support the conscious stuff, but that's just not what they're playing on MTV and BET. But we don't control BET. BET is ran by Viacom. Viacom is owned by a European, and he's pushing that to keep us to have these same conversations that we're having. It's not the black man versus the black woman. It's the European or the powers that be against us, and it's separating it and it's creating this narrative so we can divide, and that's the problem.
No, I disagree. I'm gonna get off soon. I disagree because just before that, you were saying it's the woman that have to tell these men
I never
that they don't
said
like
the
the
woman
stuff.
had to do
You
anything.
you,
I said
you
if,
just said
if,
that. You said then you said it's we. Then you said it was
if,
we. Until I came on and I asked you why aren't you holding these rappers is rappers accountable?
sister, I said if the women.
I'm not disrespecting you. You don't have to laugh. Don't do that because I wasn't disrespecting you. You don't have to laugh.
Sister,
We're having a dialogue, but you did not say that. You didn't say it's all of us. You said if the woman stop, then that's right. But you're not addressing them. You didn't address the men.
I said I didn't address the men when I just said earlier that I have brothers in my neighborhood.
I'm gonna jump in and interject. We weren't speaking on men for him to address men. We were talking about one part of the situation where women have come to this place to where we are not having women be held accountable in certain situations, and a certain narrative that is being pushed onto us is taking away the accountability in women. Respectfully, we were not talking about men because men they're not at the top of this narrative that is being pushed to divide our community. Our community is being divided by this black woman is unprotected narrative, and this narrative I believe is problematic, and he was sharing his views on the narrative, and the narrative has to do with women, so we were mainly talking about women.
Yeah, but it was Malcolm X that said that phrase.
You said what?
It was Malcolm X that said that phrase.
And he also was saying that we have to correct our women as well, too. I mean, Malik El-Shabazz said a lot of things. You know what I mean? He said the brother had to get together and the woman had to get together. But the narrative that's being pushed today, that the narrative, the saying that came from the Black Matters movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, when Breonna Taylor was killed. That's what made that come back. People wasn't using that 4 years ago. They wasn't using that 5 years ago. It got started getting used this year because of the Black Lives Matter. And that agenda with Breonna Taylor, that's when you start hearing that phrase come up again. She still there?
Yes, I'm still here. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Shelly. KD.
I like these heated topics, man. They're getting heated. How you doing, sister? I don't want to call you queen. I don't want to disrespect you. How you doing, sister?
We can't hear you. Your mic is muted.
She was like, don't call me queen. Sorry.
No, you can call me queen. I come with that bigger energy, though. You know, it's not superficial. Good evening, everybody.
Peace.
Peace. What's up, Neek? So, I was going like off in the beginning of this conversation in the chat because I disagreed with you a lot. And now, you know, hearing you out more, I don't necessarily think we disagree. I just think that it's some things that you say as it pertains to women just seem a little divisive. You know what I'm saying? I think that your heart is in the right place. And I don't think that you have any ill will or anything. But the idea of Black women not being protected or respected is not fallacy. That's not like a false narrative, you know. Okay. I know in my personal bubble, right, I feel good. You know, my dad raised me as a single parent, you know, so I can't, I was the only kid on the block, you know, who even had a father. I understand what what it means to feel protected by Black men, you know. That doesn't mean that when I'm out here in the world, that, you know, Black women aren't being abducted and raped and, you know, killed, and people getting off for murdering them, jumped in the middle of the street by a gang of boys for some tennis shoes. It's a 50-50 chance that you would die giving birth in the hospital, and that's just in one state. Not to mention in 2015, was it between 2014 and 2015, Black women and girls going missing by the tens of thousands in one U.S. city. That's here. So I don't think that it's fair to say that, you know, that's just causing negative attention or putting too much negative attention on one area of the problem. I think if anything, that's a charge for Black men, because when it comes to the protection, and like you said, you know, you teach martial arts, right? So I think men should be the ones that decide, you know, you can't come over here messing with them. You can't just bust up in, you know, in our houses in the middle of the night or in the middle of the day, just shoot one of our babies in the middle of the street. Like there has to be an element of fear there that is not there because y'all don't put it there. Not because of us as women. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess she want to hear from you, but I kind of wanted to.
You know what the thing is, and for all those situations that you're saying, what would you want the Black man to do? Give me the situation. Give me one of those situations that you just said, and tell me. Give me the scenario of what the Black man do and what he like. Give me a scenario. Let me give you an example of something that you think a Black man could have did with those things that you just said. Give me an example and let me hear it.
Okay. So for childbirth, for instance, right? I gave the example of there's a 50% chance, and this is in Texas. And this has been a running stat for a long time, or at least the past 5 years, where you could possibly die giving birth as a Black woman in the hospital, no matter if you have pre-existing conditions or not. So when it comes to things like that, I think it's an education aspect of it. I think that Black women are held to we have all the responsibility of making sure that we're all right, of making sure that we know better, of making sure that we know what we're doing, of making sure that we know where to go. And it's like, y'all have to be held accountable for the education aspect of it too. Why aren't brothers out here, you know, advocating for healthy births or healthy babies, or, you know, if something happens to a Black boy in the middle of the street in the middle of the day, and I'm no Black Lives Matter, like, you know, Black Matter lives to me. It just is. It's not, you know, but at the same time, if something happens to one of these little boys, you know, that could have been my son, you know, that could have been my child. That's how a Black woman reacts. But on average, that's not how Black men are becoming from with it.
Sister, with all due respect, you didn't really answer my question.
I said education. So I said that y'all have to be more educated and more willing to lead women in a better direction.
How is that?
If you got a country where Black women are getting more degrees, are starting more businesses, are being more affluent, or being more successful than the man, then like so now it sounds like a competition. That's what I'm talking about. It shouldn't be.
That's what I'm talking about. Anybody that see that, you're making it a competition, and that's the problem. See, it would have been different. It's like, look, brother, let me give you some examples of how you can help us sisters out. You know what I'm saying? Let's go through it. Let's help each other out. It's you brothers ain't doing this. You not doing this. Y'all can't do this.
That's how you sound.
What brothers gonna take?
That's a false narrative. This ain't if y'all
it's male antagonistic, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like and it's like we're not protecting you because we're not studying and searching childbirth. So we're not.
That was just an example. You told me.
I have a homegirl. I have a friend named Dana. I'm gonna say, and she had a natural birth. And when they was trying to give her shots, her dude was like, "No, we're not having it." And he stood his ground and he protected the whole way. So I'm not agreeing with that. I can't agree with that because where I come from, a lot of sisters have natural births. Where I come from, no medicine, no nothing. We study holistic healing where I come from. I don't know what's going on in Texas. I don't really know. I got people in Texas.
So what's your plan then as a man and as a leader in the community, right? What is your plan to make sure that the practices that you have in your own dysphoria can reach millions of people so that our our people can get out of degradation, so much degradation. Because Black women not being protected is not just a physical thing. It's about the over sexualization, the hypersexualization. It's about, the whole not the complexion, what do you call it? The colorism conversation. It's about a lot of different things. It's about, a mental state of being that Black women aren't being protected from in mass. Again, your dysphoria sounds really lit, and mine does too. But when I'm out here in the world, if I'm visiting my girl in South Carolina, if I'm going on a trip to Florida, when I'm out here in the world, it's a reality. The reality is that, it's some funny business going on out here when it comes to us.
Okay. So first and foremost, hold on real quick, Nick. I'm gonna be short. First and foremost, it's 1 to 20 with Black men and Black women that men are incarcerated. So we don't even have that many brothers out here. A lot of brothers are locked up. So let's let's get that out there. It's not even a lot of men out here. So it's harder to protect y'all because it's not even a lot of us here. I know so many brothers that's locked up, so many brothers that's dead, jail, or just gone. So we don't even have a lot of brothers here. You know what I'm saying?
So what do brothers do to ensure your safety and to ensure your protection and ensure your survival so that the rest of us can follow?
I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump in. Let me jump in. I'm gonna jump in because I feel like, yes, we do have problems with the healthcare, and while Black women are fighting the fight in the hospital, our Black men are fighting the fight in the police force, and we're worried about dying by doctors while Black men are worried about dying by cops. I think what he was saying, and I don't know if he was able to, get it together. I think it's a systemic problem that we both have to fight together. It's not
together.
Me and what can you do for me? Together and stop falling in these trick bags.
Exactly.
Trying to put together for us to be divided.
Exactly.
Yes, the problem that our women are dying by doctors and our men are dying by cops, but we're not gonna get there by saying, "Well, what did you do? Well, what did you do?"
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that, and I think that accountability is important as well. Because I'm not here to and if it came off that way, I'm sorry. But I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, wait, because I don't agree with that. And I was saying he said there was a lot of falsehoods in the Black woman is unprotected narrative, but I also agree that there is as well, being that people use it, and not in a sense that Black women are not protected, and that's something that I don't like to not be clear about, because we're on the bottom of the social totem pole. That's the reality of the situation.
I do feel like we have disadvantages. However, I think there is agendas that come in to push narratives to divide us, and people
absolutely
use it in situations that it doesn't apply. Like, for example, with the Meg Thee Stallion and Breonna Taylor situation, and people trying to correlate it together. Breonna Taylor and Meg Thee Stallion has nothing to do one or the other. They're both Black women, and they're child victim of something. However, their stories are not one to validate the other, or it's two totally separate issues. But in order to get ahead of all of these issues, number one, we got to resolve what's going on in the Black community first.
Exactly.
We have to. But while we're working on ourselves, we're allowing outsiders to come in and keep us further divided.
Exactly.
So I don't fall into the whole,
this woman, that man, this man, this woman. That's stupid.
Black woman is unprotected narrative, because it just pushes us further and further and further and further away. That's just that's my opinion.
And I think the best way for us not to fall into that narrative is for there to be actionable change. Like, for us to feel like Black women, and this is as a Black woman who, again, my immediate dysphoria, I do feel protected. I feel safe and protected everywhere I go, and that's physically and not physically, But the reality, again, as in our dysphoria as a whole, I just feel like we would be able to combat those negative narratives if things were actually changing, if things were actually different, if there were actual consequences and repercussions on a large grand scale, not just the people or whatever, because can't nobody mess with me neither. I'm gonna call daddy, I'm gonna call my brother, I'm gonna call somebody, or even my friend, my ex, that because they care. And
Right.
but I just think that on a grand scale, obviously there are issues because we won't acknowledge them or be held accountable for them. And that's on both ends, because we can go on and on and on about, you know, I still agree with everything Shahrazad Ali wrote in her book when it comes to women and how
The
we
black
are.
man's got to understand a black woman.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with her. If anything is more relevant today, unfortunately, than a lot of it was then. So it's not about one or the other either. I believe that too. It is about a whole, but you know, we got to be accountable for the stuff that's actually happening though.
We can agree with that then. And you asked me a question. What am I doing? And I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing. I'm leading by example, and that's the only thing that you really can do. You can lead by example and hope another brother see it, and he want to do the same thing. I got little dudes that I've been training. I get black belts too. I got homies from a neighborhood where I came from, and they see me, and they see a brother that was a knucklehead turn into the man I'm coming today. And they come like, man, I'm glad to see what you're doing. And that's all I can do is lead by example. You know what I'm saying?
I'm proud of you. And I think you can take it a step further. I'm challenging you to be intentional. Now, you lead by example, but that just means you're not doing anything in particular on your own.
No.
I'm just trying to make a point. I'm just trying to make a point. You teach. That's enough for me. You know, teachers are, you know, at the high for me. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I'm challenging you still, and whoever around you, all your brothers, to be extremely intentional. You know what I'm saying? Like if you see something, if you whatever, like the point is the intent at this point, because you got people like y'all in the community, right?
We're all right. We're all brothers. I'll let you. I hope this make you feel good about it. My whole circle, we're all legally armed, legally trained, intelligent with law, and we all respect our sisters. So hopefully that gives you something good to get off when we get off this live chat. Like, okay, cool. That was cool. So, but yeah, I also always challenge myself. So I love the challenge. It's fine with me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. It's all peace with that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Nee. Appreciate you.
Thank you for coming on. Oh, sorry. How much more time do you have?
I got 2 minutes.
Oh.
Okay, Donna.
That is pressure. Hello, guys. Hello, I'm Donna. I'm from the UK.
How you doing? How you doing?
Not too bad, thank you. Sorry if I talk fast. You don't understand me. I talk really fast.
It's okay.
I've been listening, and I was just gonna say the one problem we have here in the UK is the fact that a lot of black people, black men especially, we have a problem with mental health. Yeah. So when they don't present themselves until they're in crisis, and if you don't know a black man generally, if your first sort of experience of dealing with a black guy is in crisis, where they're stronger, where they're the most, you know what happens, what we're talking about, crisis, mental health crisis, yeah.
Right.
Because where they don't take up community mental health services, they don't take up sort of the help where there's a stigma still. So what happens with that is what we have here. We have a statistic that says that black men are 10 times more likely to be diagnosed with schizophrenia. And also, the only way for mental health treatment is through the criminal justice system. It's only when they get arrested, whilst being unwell, do they get help. So in America, with you guys there, I mean, this can affect relationships. It can affect, people sort of, well, every aspect of their lives. Mental health, it covers everything. If your mental health is not right, you can't really have a healthy relationship with yourself or others. You have to be okay with yourself first before you can. Express yourself in a happy or a kind of positive, supportive or secure way. You have to be secure within yourself. So how was that there with you, do you find, with the mental health services, with black people in general, black men? I know this is a blanketing, but in your experiences.
You asking me or
what was the question?
The question is, does it apply there as well with the mental health system, mental health services? Do you have good services with mental health, with helping black people there, or do you find it mirrors the fact that they only get help when they're in crisis and come through the
black community in America is kind of taboo, and not a lot of people are getting mental health.
They're not. I know a lot of brothers who have been molested as little boys, and they carried that on as being grown men, and they display that with their actions of how they conduct themselves on the outside. So mental health issues in our community is not being addressed at all. At all. And that could be another problem. I'm glad that you brought that up, because that could be that's a real issue in our community.
I noticed it wasn't mentioned, but here we call it a circle of fear, where Black people are afraid of the mental health services, and the mental health services are afraid of Black people. And it goes around, and that's why we have the people sort of dying in institutions and things, you know, being you know, held down, not understanding the strength, but, you know, people holding them down, like 4 or 5 people holding down a Black guy who is basically scared, and within like, you know, he's in crisis. He's having some sort of mental breakdown where he is, you know, and again, I'm not generalizing, but generally people, when they get to that state, we get you. You know, they're stronger and they're angry, and that's the only experience they have of them at that stage. So it's generally the police will pick you up for a public disorder if you're displaying something in the street, or say if a man is having a fight with his wife, where he's you know, he's having delusionals and hallucinations and stuff. They don't think about that. They will arrest you first and then take it from there. You know, so I was saying how relationships are kind of gathered with mental health. You know,
Nate, I'm on 1%. I'm about to go out.
Sorry. I know that.
I'm about to go out.
All right.
I just wanted to say, just for the people, man, follow Dr. Russell Harrison. Holistic healing is the way. You know, look up Sifu Willie Williams. That's my grandmaster teacher. Sifu Willie Williams for martial art classes, self-defense classes. Dr. Russell Harris. Nah, going out.
You don't tell them where to find you.
Damn.
Where?
That was a lie. That was a lie.
His phone was
I guess his Wi-Fi went out. I mean, his phone went out.
Yeah. You can find him at what is his thing? Pharaoh. I'll type it in the chat. Hi, how are you? What are you?
I'm doing great. I'm Andre from Colombia. Great topic, Nick. The Colombian pesos is like $4 to the American dollar. So,
I don't know how much that is. I figured it wasn't, you know, a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
But excellent topic. Glad that you brought this on board. I'm glad that you guys were talking about mental health. One of the things that I did as a Black man, I wasn't having major issues, but I was still having discoveries of self issues as a Black man. So a lot of our jobs have insurance benefits. A part of the insurance benefits are you can go for counseling, and it doesn't. You can get like 4 or 5 sessions.
Yeah, God, put his name on the chat, you guys. That's how you find him, Pharaoh. It's with a Y.
There we go.
You missed the Y, Leah. But okay, go ahead.
So one of the things that I took advantage of was that free counseling that came along with my job benefits. So I'm one of the few Black men that realize there is advantage of counseling from other individuals, not just your pastor or your imam, but also from, for professionals. I got a chance to discover things about self. And by discovering those things, I've been able to blossom in my business. I actually now own my own business. I travel the world. I'm living here in Colombia. I'm happily married. But
you all those donation?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were telling me how it worked. I didn't think that you. Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, I've been living outside the country for a few years, and a couple of things that I just wanted to hit on when the other sister was on, about the mental health. It is, as you were saying, it is still taboo in the community, but I think a lot of us are starting to wake up to the fact that there is nothing wrong with going to counseling. It wasn't anything wrong for me to go. It was very advantageous. It wasn't anything that was bad with my life, but I just knew that counseling helped to tweak some things and help me with my directions.
It helped you look down into stuff that you didn't think was keeping you, because a lot of people are stuck at their trauma age. A lot of people are experiencing trauma at 10 years old and 12 and 13, and they're stuck at that trauma age, and they're stuck there. And when you go to therapy, you're able to kind of get out of that and start seeing what triggered you to be into this place, and why is the same thing happening? Why are you picking the same things? Why, you know, it helps you, you know.
Actually, where it helped me out, it helped me from being stuck in success. See, a lot of times people think that counseling means that you're stuck in your failures. Well, me, I was successful. I had the big house, the big truck, the big everything that a person wanted, living in the suburbs of Tampa, living the beach life. But I found myself not being able to take my life further in certain areas. So through counseling, it helped me to open up and take my life further in the area of success and the level of success that I was in. Because I found myself by myself being stuck or stagnant. And through counseling, it helped me get out of that stagnation and take my life to the next level of success, and don't fear the next level of success. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a problematic situation. You could be a successful person and still take advantage of counseling.
Right. Yeah, very true. Well, is there anything else you wanted to add?
The last thing that I want to add was just continue on with your platform. I'm a new subscriber. We'll be following you here from Colombia. So anytime you see those 20,000 or 40,000 pesos.
That was $8.
Yeah, no, it's actually turned out to be like $5.25.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for the donation.
Oh yeah. Thank you. You have a great evening.
All right, bye-bye.